There's Sean and the 3 viewers. 1, 2, and 3. So, and
hi, I'm Sean Dotson. This is my persuasive speech. For my persuasive speech, I'm going to be doing whether or not I think public universities should be based on families' income, the tuition, or if it should be based on what the colleges say. Personally, I think it should be set on family income because not everyone can afford to go to college, and the amount of jobs that could be created with people who have more degrees who could afford to go to college would be good. The Hettinger report stated that the price of college is rising immensely, and it's very true, it is. On average, college is rising for every college. Public university is about $1,100 per month or per year for each one. They quoted, the problem for students who are not wealthy is that it's actually more expensive for them to go to college. With loans and everything like that, it makes it really difficult for people who aren't as wealthy to be able to get through college. So the number's going to continue to grow. It's going to be more and more expensive every single year. So on mycollegeguide.org, there are some plus sides to maybe getting like packages from college, including financial aid, things like that, but it doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't make it cheap enough for you to be able to go all 4 years and not have to worry about loans afterwards. Is it enough? No, it's not. Unfortunately, around 50% of students severely struggle with student loans and loans after college. And to pay off the loans, it requires an awful amount of money to go to the college, not only, but when you get out, it makes it very difficult for several years. PBS did interviews with students from the University of California, and one student that they interviewed and asked her about how much she actually spends per year on college. And her response kind of shocked the interviewers. Recently, the student Samantha Lazzi had to take out a $20,000 loan just to pay for her housing at Cal Berkeley that year, not including her tuition, fees, food, supplies, anything like that. Just her housing. That's an incredible amount to be able to spend for 1 year for college. That's just for housing. And to use the University of California as an example, their tuition for in-state students has doubled in the last 10 years and doubled for out-of-state students as well. A few stats, in 2005, the in-state tuition for in-state students for University of California was $15 grand. Out-of-state, $25,250. This year, 2016, in-state, $31,000, out-of-state, $51,120. And the mandatory orientations for this university 11 years ago, was $85. Today it's $150. According to the National Salary Site, they took a look within colleges' hidden fees and dropout rates. Annually, of the students who enroll in public universities, 70 of those graduate. Of the 30% that don't graduate, 19% of the dropouts are due to not being able to pay for their college or struggling financially. And a big factor in that is hidden fees, food, supplies, boarding. All of this is a crazy price. Tuition for 1 year is between $9,000 and $10,000 on average. After all the hidden fees and everything that you have to pay, it about doubles that, which is pretty bad. It should be, I think personally, it should be a lot less for the families who are struggling. Even the charity fund states that going to community college does help immensely. It really does. It helps for cost. It also helps in graduation rates. But it doesn't fix the problem. Well, it does boost graduation rates, yes, but it doesn't fix the problem at all. Virginia, the state that we live in, has one of the highest loan rates of any other state for students. And that makes it incredibly difficult for us as a whole to graduate, for our state being incredibly high loans. Old Dominion University, students leave, on average, owing $24,000 just in loans. over 10% of those students who have problems with those loans default on their loans. And throughout the country, students can owe over $50,000 in student loans after they graduate. And a big problem with all of this is families who have to take out private loans. It makes it even more expensive, which reverts back to the fact that wealthy people do get college for a little bit cheaper, because for those families who can't get those like public loans from banks, have to take out private loans, it makes it a lot more expensive for them. So that was my persuasive speech.
And here is all three of us again. Uno, dos, and tres. And, oh, tres. Alright, and
Hit the record button again.
good.